Year 1986. In a village in the northeast of India, a mother and son see a half-dead man floating like a corpse in the river. The mother and son carry him on their horse and bring him to the village and start his native treatment in the village. He starts recovering in a few months. 6 months after this incident, a festival is going on in the village and some Maoist people come there and start killing people. Then that man enters there like a hero and kills all the Maoists within some time. He asks the villager who I am as he doesn't remember anything. A village child promises him to find his identity. 30 years after this incident, in Mumbai Metro, Azad along with his teammates 6 girls Kalki, Janvi, Helena, Lakshmi, Iram and Iskra hijack the train. A man who is a policeman tries to fight them but Azad beats him and ties him up. The government gives this case to Force 1 officer Narmada Rai to solve this case. Azad asks Narmada Rai to bring the agriculture minister online within 5 minutes. Otherwise one passenger will die every next minute. Agriculture minister comes on call and Azad answers some questions from him. Azad tells the minister that 10,281 farmers have committed suicide during your rule. Now you have to transfer 40,000 crore rupees to our account. The minister says that the government does not have that much money. But Azad asks him to take money from a businessman. And for this, Azad asks Kali Gaikwad, father of Alia, who was sitting in the same train, to give him 40,000 crore rupees. To save his daughter, Kali Gaikwad gets 40,000 crore rupees transferred to the accounts specified by Azad. And Helena transfers all the money to the accounts of 700,000 farmers. Azad narrates the story to Kali's daughter Alia. The government has waived off 40,000 crore rupees of your father Kali. But just to get a loan of 40,000 rupees from Kalki's father, the bank people stripped him naked in front of his family and beat him up. And then Kalki's father committed suicide out of shame. But the bank officials still did not stop harassing her family members, due to which Kalki killed the bank officer. Hearing this emotional story, all the passengers sitting in the train help them and they are escaped from Force 1 at the station. Azad is running his racket from jail. He is a jailer of a women's prison. And these 6 girls are also prisoners of the same jail, whom he brings to the jail through a secret passage. Alia comes and tells her father Kali that the hijacker has sent her a message. Vikram Rathore. Officer Narmada Rai's parents go to Azad's house to see the boys for her marriage. Narmada already has a daughter named Suji. Suji wants a good father for herself and she likes Azad very much. Azad also becomes very emotional due to Suji's words and he says yes to this relationship. Next day Narmada meets Azad and she tells the story of her past, that she had an unwanted pregnancy in her love life and her boyfriend did not want this child and I had to keep it. For the happiness of Suji, she says yes to Azad for this relationship. Azad also likes Narmada. In the next scene, the health minister is making big statements to the public in one of his speeches. There he is shot by a bullet and Azad and his team of girls kidnap the minister and take him to an old deserted hospital. Azad calls Narmada and says that if you want to save the health minister, then bring the health secretary on the line. Who was the dean of this hospital 3 years ago and has now become the health secretary. Azad asks the health secretary to tell the truth about an incident that happened 3 years ago. To save the life of the health minister, the health secretary has to narrate the entire incident on live TV. 3 years ago, 60 children were brought to this hospital for treatment of encephalitis. But due to lack of oxygen cylinders, the lives of those children could not be saved. Dr. Iram requested the dean of the hospital for help but he did not do anything. Iram brings the oxygen cylinder from the market on her own, but by then the children lose their lives. To avoid responsibility for the death of these 60 children, the dean of the hospital and the health minister blamed Dr. Iram for giving wrong injections to the children in an inebriated state and the children died. Dr. Iram was sentenced to life imprisonment. Azad makes another demand that a helicopter should be made available to evacuate them from here. By the time the helicopter arrives, Narmada Rai comes there with her commandos and tries to catch those people. But due to the bombs planted by Azad's team, they manage to escape from there. Narmada gets sketched his face. Tomorrow is her wedding. Azad and both get married. And then she gets face sketch. Narmada shoots Azad after seeing the sketch, then firing starts at their house. Azad saves Narmada. But Kali's brother Manish Gaikwad captures both of them and Manish shoots Narmada. Those 6 girls also come there, but in the meanwhile Vikram Rathore enters there. Vikram Rathore kills everyone and shoots Manish. Meanwhile, Kali Gaikwad has gone to Russia to invest in India to increase his political influence. So that by taking money from those people and funding the politicians, they can do business as per their own. And he gets investment for election funding. There he gets news that his brother Manish has died. Narmada goes to Azad's jail as a prisoner to capture him so that she can get information about Azad from those girls. And leaves her daughter Suji with Officer Irani. In jail, Lakshmi narrates the story of ex-commander Vikram Rathore to Narmada to make her understand the truth about Azad's entire life. Vikram Rathore is a commando in the Special Ops of the Indian Army. Army General asks Vikram Rathore and some of his colleague commandos and tell them that 27 of our soldiers have died in the terrorist attack. And 6 soldiers and 40 civilians are still held hostage by the terrorists. Vikram goes there with his team to save them, but after reaching there they come to know that their guns are not working and one of their comrades dies. Still, they fight with the terrorists' guns and free the captured people, and one of the soldiers sacrifices his life. After coming back, Vikram Rathore wants to get a court-martial against the arms manufacturing company of Kali Gaikwad. Because those 27 soldiers also lost their lives due to the failure of these guns. But Kali calls it a human problem rather than a technical problem, and that the soldiers need training of using guns. But Vikram Rathore tests his gun and tells him that none of his guns work. All the contracts of Kali Gaikwad's company have been put on hold. At night, a gunshot is heard at Vikram Rathore's house. Someone has shot his dog. After coming Vikram Rathore outside, Kali Gaikwad attacks him from behind and captures him. He also sends 3 policemen to Vikram's wife Aishwarya. The police want Aishwarya to sign Vikram as a traitor, otherwise she could be raped. But Aishwarya has been a wrestler and kills all 3 policemen. For this Aishwarya is sentenced to death. In jail, Kali comes to Aishwarya and tells that he has killed Vikram by shooting him 6 bullets and throwing him from the helicopter. Aishwarya is about to be hanged, but she gets dizzy and falls, and it is revealed that she is pregnant. According to the law, a person cannot be hanged until his child turns 5 years old. Aishwarya raises her son Azad in jail for 5 years and convinces him to grow up and tell the world that his father was not a traitor. Aishwarya hands over Azad to the jailer Kaveri and leaves, and she is hanged. Lakshmi's story of Vikram ends here. And Azad is still injured, who is with Vikram Rathore. Juju, a northeast man, tells Azad after regaining consciousness that Vikram Rathore, the messiah of our village, had lost his memory and he had promised Vikram in his childhood that he would find out his identity. Juju had seen Azad for the first time in the train, and since then she started her investigation. And reached Vikram Rathore's old associates. Juju tells Azad that Vikram Rathore doesn't know anything about you today because of his memory loss, but due to his muscle memory he understands relationship. Here in the jail, Irani comes and calls Narmada and the girls for investigation. And slaps Namrata and tells her that he works for Kali Gaikwad. Vikram and Azad see all this from the jail cameras. Kali Gaikwad asks Irani to kill all those girls and Narmada's daughter Suji. Vikram Rathore stops the vehicles of people carrying Suji and kills them and saves Suji. And here in the jail, Azad is having a fight with Irani. There are many people with Irani, but Azad is the jailer of that jail and he frees all the prisoner girls and deals with them. While saving Narmada from Irani's bullet, Lakshmi gets shot and loses her life. Officer Narmada has also joined that team of girls in this fight. Azad and Vikram plan to loot Kali Gaikwad's money from abroad, and on the way, they beat up those people and take their truck into their custody. Azad leaves with his team with trucks full of money. But Vikram Rathore and his team are caught and taken them to Kali. Azad comes live on TV and tells that all the prisoners of the jail are in his custody. He will come live again in the night and tell his demand. Watching TV, Gaikwad is unable to understand who the person sitting with him is. Because he had killed Vikram Rathore with his own hands. He asks Vikram, but because of Vikram's memory he doesn't tell him anything. The government has sent intelligence agency officer Madhavan Nayak to deal with Azad. Madhavan sends 100 commandos inside the prison, but no one comes out. A commanding officer comes out naked and tells that all the prisoners inside are with Azad and they have captured all the commandos. Azad tells Madhavan on phone that everyone should retreat from the jail because mines have been laid there. Azad has sent a copy to Madhavan Nayak in which there is an order to close 53 factories. On which the signature of the head of state is required, otherwise he has looted all the EVM machines used in the elections and it is impossible to conduct the elections without them. The government closes those 53 factories because already thousands of people have lost their lives because of those factories, and even today they are causing a lot of pollution. Azad reveals his face to public on TV and inspires them to use their vote properly. Then in the jail, Kali Gaikwad brings Vikram Rathore and his captured comrades and shoots one of them dead. Kali puts everyone else in jail and beats Azad. And puts a gun on Vikram's head and asks Azad about his money. But the gun does not fire even after firing repeatedly, due to which Vikram Rathore regains his memory. Similarly, guns did not work in the terrorist attack also. His life is completely reminded in front of Vikram and his memory comes back. And Vikram starts beating those people and frees Azad too. Both father and son together beat everyone and kill everyone. But a powerful wrestler-like man beats both of them, which the father and son tackle together and kill him too. At last, they take Kali to the jail basement and hang Kali in the same way as Vikram's wife Aishwarya was hanged. In the last scene of the film, we are shown that it was Officer Madhavan Nayak's planning from beginning to end. He was the one who explained all this to Azad and next he reveals his target is Swiss Bank.